Here's my fire stick plant that has completely gone amok, but I want to continue to grow it and get it to where it's sort of organized so I can use it in my designs and just have it keep on giving to me. So we're going to transplant it into that big pot right there, throw some aeoniums there for some green and pink color, and see what the finished project looks like. I'm gonna break this in half, I think. It's just too much for this pot. I don't want it to be just only a fire stick. I want it to have some more height to it. So I'm gonna break it in half and get it to where it can grow on its own, and then I'll have to transplant it into a bigger pot, but right now this is just a lot. Actually decided to break it apart into 3 parts, so it's going to go into 3 different pots. It's just bigger than I thought into the pot. It just kind of overtakes it, so I'm going to put a smaller piece in here, a smaller piece in the second one over here, and then I have another pot that I'm going to transplant, and I guess I'll make 3. So I pulled out an aeonium I've had for a while that it grew pretty big, and it has a little bit of dead leaves, but look, there's a baby. So I'm going to use this one and probably separate it and then plant this big one in this pot as well. I went to the back and I grabbed one of my other designs I've had for I think about 2 years, and they're kind of overgrown, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer these aeoniums into this pot and leave the flapjacks and everything probably in there, but I'll retransplant something in there and start again. So we'll see how it turns out. Right there, how cute is this little baby? Ugh, snail. These guys are in here pretty good. I think they've been in here since I first started potting succulents to have them propagate. So it's 2 years probably since, well, it was when COVID started, so they've been in here for a while. All right, be able to transfer these over and go from there. Okay, so I'm going to start putting in the aeoniums, setting them up where I want them to go, And we'll see how this design in my head actually translates when I do it in real time. It'll probably get reworked a couple times, so bear with me. I love the colors pink and green together. Put this big boy here. I think I'm going to let the baby stay with this mom for a little bit longer. Okay, so I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get more dirt, fill this up here, and then plop these 3 in there. I'll probably put another flapjack in the middle and maybe some small little aeoniums that will grow out against this on the rim, but I am out of dirt and it's not high enough, so I will be back. I think I'm going to need to go get some more flapjacks, so I'm going to go get some more from the back, probably about another 6 of them, and I'll put them along here, maybe one more aeonium, and then it should be all done. So I went to my backyard and I grabbed some other potted ones that I have for aeoniums, and I have this whole cluster here, the little baby ones that have the pink and white. And I'm going to use these, I'm going to separate them out and use them to fill little empty spaces. So they should propagate and make even more, because this started off as, I believe, 2 or 3, and that was last summer. So this is what we got from 3 little aeoniums, and they've just continued to grow. Now, in a few days, this whole planter will settle, and I'll probably have some more empty spaces, so I'm going to need to add more plants to them, but for right now it should be fine. Better to overstuff and then fill in later on. In there, just add a little bit more. I probably shouldn't be doing this without my gloves on, because the fire sticks have a sap that's poisonous. I don't know if you call it a sap. Anyway, it's you break off the stem, the white stuff inside can cause a rash and irritation. I'm just trying to be careful and hopefully not do that, because I do not want to live through that. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I'm being lazy. Okay, now I'll put my gloves on. Wasn't able to find any more flapjacks. I'm not exactly sure if I'll have more or not. I thought I had a pot with like 3 more growing, but I might have already used those, so I'm gonna have to look around and see if I can find some. If not, I'm not worried about it. I'll figure out something to stuff in there to bloom it out a little bit more, but these propagate pretty quickly, and I'll have new growth probably within a couple of weeks. I like doing little clusters of 3. 3 is the magic number. It's the number I use all the time whenever I can't decide what I want to do. So usually 3, 6, or 9. It's a weird thing, I know, but it helps me figure out what I want to do. I mean, I don't have a problem with positive or even numbers, but I just like the number 3. And then 3 is for creation, 6 is for love, 9 is for wisdom through experience. So that's how I figure out what I'm gonna do. And we will stick them right here. I think I'm gonna add these little guys. I have them growing up. I have some that are really tall. I'm gonna add them as filler. I was not going to, but I think I'm gonna do that just so I have some differences in height. So I'll go ahead and throw these in there. I don't like that hole here, so I'm going to find some more stuff to put in there. A few more to hold this up. I'll probably put another big aeonium right here. Put this like that right here. Kind of brace this one up. There we go. Maybe I'll add some jade plant. I have some jade, which is a light green and yellow. I think that's probably the best. I'll do that, and those will be, they're more of a stem type succulent and stronger, so I think it'll help prop everything up. These will bloom out, and then we will be done. This is a throw in any cuttings and see what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull from this. This is my jade plant. Some more of these guys. I'm not sure what these guys are called. If you know, put it down in the comments and let me know. It does not want to give. Look at that root. That is nuts. And this root. Okay, I'll trim that down. I'll clump these guys together. I don't have 3. All right, well that's gonna bother me, but oh well, I'll deal with it. I will just go ahead and put the jade plant together as a clump right up against these guys. And just set them in there. Put my aeonium right there. There's a baby. I'll save that one and put it in another pot that I have for all my little babies. The cool thing about the jade plant is it grows upward and it can grow up against a wall and be really pretty. So I'm gonna hope for the best on that because this is gonna go up against the wall. So I'm done right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get a spritz bottle and mist these real good. And then in a couple of days, I'll actually water it. I want everything to set and let it harden over so it doesn't get moldy and die. And for right now, I'm just gonna do a little light mist. And since we live by the ocean, it gets pretty foggy sometimes at night. So I'm not real worried about them shriveling up and dying or anything like that.